Good afternoon.
Hello. So can you hear me?
Ah, yes, I can hear you.
So I have few doubts and I would like to ask how to make custom brushes of our own first, and
Mhm.
second, insert mesh brush. I don't know how to use it properly. It's a little typical. And third, my file has gone up to 70 million and I don't know how to optimize it.
Yes, that's tough to look into the file. Like,
So I don't know how to share it because it's quite heavy because of the subdivisions, and and when I'm trying to decimate it, the noise and the details are getting lost.
mm, one thing you can do is you can split the file into multiple parts, like clothes in a separate ZTL, body in a separate ZTL. Then by that you can say,
So, is it possible that the areas that are covered under clothes, I delete the body which is covered, or should I keep it?
if you now your clothes are ready, then you can do it.
No issues will come, sir, when I bake or anything,
No,
because the body
it
itself is
will.
taking around 14 or 20 million, so it will be really helpful if I do that.
Yeah, delete it. Anything else?
No, sir, just this much. If you could show just this much how to do it. And so I am not going to retopo my model because I've used the base mesh. So once I unwrap, I have to export the
Mhm.
same model in the first subdivision, or should I export it as a different tool and then project all the details on it by subdividing it again and again?
Usually, if you use the base model, you can just simply export the division one or two and then import it back. It works perfectly without giving you any error or any problem. But there might be cases like when it might give you some error. But okay, I'll just suppose mm, mm, this is a dog. It's already like available in Zebra. So suppose I want to modify anything to this model. Mm, yes, let me check. There is no use. So suppose I want to unwrap this model and I don't have any subdivision. Suppose B, two, three types, four types, I have subdivided. Now, suppose I want to unwrap this. So what I can do is I can simply export this lowest division, desktop, export, and this usually 99% time it works perfect smoothly without any error. If it gives you any error, you can just simply input it separately and project it back all the details. Here's the file. Okay, and to see like if I have some like crazy movies and draft. Yes, I just completely automatic. Okay, automatic, correct. And then without doing anything, delete history, field, do not change name, do not do anything, export selection, desktop. You can override that, or you can rename it, or like some other file. Go back to ZBrush right now. You don't have any UV here. Just make sure the subdivision level you exported and current subdivision level is selected current subdivision level is same. That's the only criteria. Make sure same subdivision level. Do not modify anything. Import. That's it. Just imported everything perfectly. You go to UV map this time. You can see you have UV. Click on this. So ZBrush by default flipped. So that's it flipped. You unwrap it here without any problem. So this works perfectly. So no need to do anything. If you're using base model, unwrap it. You can export the division one or two or whichever you're planning to use. Export that. Usually, I'll recommend you use division one or division two because that gives you decent amount of retail in your low for itself. But if it's going beyond like one like 1 lakh, 2 lakh polygons, then use one for division one. Like this, you can use it without any error, without any issue. Now you have perfect UV. You can texture it, you can bake it, you can do everything. So 99% it will work perfectly without any error. Then you have brush. Suppose you want to create a brush. Let's start with this polymer 3D. So to create brush, there are multiple ways. Like it depends what is the end result you're expecting. Like if suppose you want to create a pattern, you can like suppose you want to create a pattern, you have to create that 3D model, or with the help of alpha, you can create that pattern, or with the help of masking, like you can create those things and then convert that into a brush. And brush is kind of like it's not very difficult, it's easy. Like suppose I want to create some design. So let's create something. And I suppose I want to create this, so I have to overlap this. So what I can do, go to extract, and I want this curved surface. That's okay up to me. If I want this, I can do it like this, or I could use a plane, or I can like bring a alpha also. Everything works perfectly. So you can create that whatever shape you want, whatever shape, pattern, design, extract, extract it, accept it, and then follow. This is your basic brush pattern, but you have to like clean this and reduce the poly count. So what I'll do, geometry, nature, keep group. It's at the 7,000. I can reduce it to 2,000 something, 2, 3 times, so that I get nice clean. You see, edges are clean, everything is clean, nice, smooth, clean shape. If I want to reduce, I can reduce it even further. I can use demodeler. I can export this into Max or Maya and modify this, and then again bring it back. Anything like as long as like just create the base shape the way you want. Once you're done with it, brush, create, insert mesh. So by default, if you like initially you have to create insert mesh, new, insert mesh, and you just click and drag. It won't work because it consists of multiple subdivisions. Delete. I can insert this mesh on this surface. Like this is by default setting create mesh inserted directly. This is how it works. Like directly they create it any this is you can use with this thing also with Z modeler. So you can create this thing and then modify, scale, place, rotate. Basic structure. This is like you can insert one mesh at a time. Then another option is you can go to stroke, curve, switch on your curve, and then create a curve. Okay. Curve mode, switch on, and create. It will repeat. Oh, uh, one more problem is whenever you create a brush, make sure you have only and only one polygroup, not three polygroups, three or four polygroups. Control W, create insert mesh. You can append or new. Only one polygroup, stroke, curve mode, switch on, create. So you can create this entire design pattern. And like if you want to modify the shape or angle, you can always go back to the actual shape. Okay, suppose don't want it from this direction, you want it from this or maybe this direction. Reappend it, create. You can append on new. Now go back to your Excel file, stroke on, click. It will change the direction. This is how it works, and this is like you can modify this thing very easily. And this is how you create like a custom complicated design patterns in geometry. To create this thing, any kind of pattern design very easily. Or you can undo it if you want to modify, you want to overlap them, you can do that as well. So it's my modifiers. You see, stretch, I can use overlapping. Click, it will start overlapping. I can overlap 1 or 0.5. Like this will start overlapping. Create anything. You have this like even this curve resolution also you can increase if you want. It gives you a better curve with more resolution, with more points to control. This is and click on the surface just to exit curve mode. Then one more technique is to create brushes. Let's put this append. I have okay. Let's append three things. Suppose I want an arrow or something. Control W, shift S and check. Then I can append one more shape, maybe cone. Which I don't want blue cone. Its shape also I can decide. Suppose I want a brush with a start point A, B, and C, like basically three sections. With a start point, with a repetitive points and an end point. So that in that case, I have to create a brush with three repetitive points and an end point. So what I have to do is append. Suppose for these, I want to use box. Then I'll combine all three of them, merge down, merge down. So I have one, two, three different sections, three different polygroups. That is, this is like very important. Like suppose you want to create one starting point, one middle, this center point going to repeat. It can be chain link, it can be any kind of pattern, it can be anything. Whatever you want to continue, like you want to repeat. The middle point, like A, B, and C. The B going to repeat with A point, the A and C going to be your starting point and ending point. Then brush, create new. So I have created this, and let's go to this section. And I want to create this thing, the stroke curve mode to be with the size. So I'll create this. It says zoom in, too small. You can see I have a starting point, the arrow tip, the ending point. So usually for this repetitive part, what we do is we try to delete, because right now those are capped. The cylinder, top section and end section, the starting point, ending point are capped. So anything which is repetitive, we need to delete that section. So what I have to do is undo, go back to my arrow, control shift, click on this, then control W, separate polygon. What I can just simply hide it, hide, or not visible. Okay. So control W, which is a separate polygon, separate polygon, hide, control shift, hide this section, hide this, hide, hide, and hide. So invert it and just have and delete all the hidden sections, modify topology, delete hidden. This time, and make sure this touches both the part, and again go to brush, insert mesh, new mesh, stroke, return, so now you see I have this middle point, but it's not welding properly. So what I can do is brush, modifier, weld point, press, and click one more time. So this time you see it stretches plus weld all the points. And if I want to make it like even smoother and clean, I can increase the resolution. It will give you smooth, clean shape with a separate starting point and an ending point. See? Like this, you can create really smooth, nice shapes. This is how your brush works. You can see like it's totally up to you. If you want to use a brush, you can use the brush. You can use the alpha. You can use masking. End of the day, like your whatever your thing like you're planning or whatever you want to create. So you need to find a way for yourself because for everyone different technique works. Like maybe I'm comfortable working like this. Maybe you're not comfortable working like this. So you can use the alpha and convert that into a mesh and apply it. Or if you want to use a nano mesh, you can use do that as well. I can convert this all these shapes. I have created all these shapes. I can convert them into a nano mesh as well. It's multi mesh, nano mesh, and when you use as a nano mesh, I can do that. Modeler, nano mesh. I can insert it like this, or I can select this, or I can insert polyloop. I can fill it like this. That's totally up to me, like how I want to use it. So it's completely up to me, like how I want to use it. If I want to use it with nano mesh, I want to use it with Z modeler. I want to use it with brush stroke, or I want to use the alpha. Totally up to me. Like if you like want to know anything, any specific brush or anything, like this is how brush works. So you can create custom brushes like this.
Also, sir, I had one more doubt. Sir, I
Mhm.
tried poly painting. Is there any way to access the color picker tool? Is there any color picker tool in ZBrush?
Yeah, yes. Color picker is there. Mhm. Suppose, okay, I'll just delete these. So I have this thing, and delete. I will do this. So let's paint something first. Then I'll show you. So like M stands for material. I have one doubt with the polygons. The polygons are still using success center. Polypainting, that is just the base. That is just the color base. We'll be using that as a base for substance. And top of that, we'll be painting the entire skin. Like whatever requirement, color or tint. So it's just a base. This is not necessary to do it. If you, it basically helps you because projecting in ZBrush is way easier and convenient as compared to substance. So you can just project it directly. and then you can use those color pick. You can pick it from substance and paint it directly and modify things very easily. That's the whole idea. Like speed of the process, get better quality. Because end of the day, good quality output also important. It's not just fill something, add some color, and finish it. It's about like quality of work. So okay. So M stands for material, RGB stands for RGB. So let's start adding some. Suppose I want to fill this. Let me simply
Also,
paint
sir,
something. Hmm.
hello. So why
Hmm.
can't we just use the skin shader, the poly skin shader, and just directly apply color of the skin, like tints on that? Like, can we do that? Is it
Uh,
possible?
polyskin doesn't work. Polyskin doesn't work. Yes, you can use skin shader force. This one. Skin shader force. If you want, you can use. Even I have used the same thing. You can use it. Skin shader force.
And also,
This is
sir,
all,
can you please
but this
explain?
will this. What?
Can you please explain UDIMs? I'm a
What?
little bit confused about UDIM. What is UDIM like? This term, I don't know what exactly it is and how it.
It's multiple UV, like UV tiles, like within one uh, model, you have multiple UV tiles. Usually, what we do, okay, let's show it with the example like in Maya. That's really much easier to understand. So you can just fill this color. So this is, suppose I fill some color here and there, some random color. So I felt like a lot of color. But what if I want to pick some color from here? I want to pick that color, print it again, right? That's what you ask. So you can press simply C from your keyboard and just hover your cursor there, click it, it will pick that color. C, pick that color. This is how it works. Press C and hover over that, click, done. Or you can simply click here, left mouse button, click and drag drop. This is also it works perfectly. You can pick that color. Or there's a ZBrush 2021. They have introduced a new tool. If you go down, you can see there is the option polythene, and there is the option named adjust color. If you click on this, and if you want to pick any of the color and want to modify or change the color, it will create a selection for that particular color, and then you can modify that particular color. But this is something relative. It's like hue saturation in Photoshop. So if you have like a color with similar tone or something, it will change the entire thing. Though you can control this thing with the help of tolerance and all, but it creates some this kind of random artifact. So I modify this. So like this also I can modify. So this option is also there. Okay. Open it. Like traditionally, like whenever we unwrap anything, like one entire body or one character or something, we unwrap it completely in within one UV tile, right? So in Udemy,
Sir,
Yes, Sunny.
सर वो यूडिम्स क्या वो सब्सटेंस पेंटर को टेक्सचर सेट जैसा है क्या?
हाँ
अलग अलग
हाँ,
टेक्सचर सेट है।
Udemy basically, हाँ हाँ, Udemy like Udemy, if you use Udemy, based on your UV tile, it will read it as a separate texture set, texture, completely a separate texture, and you can paint across like across them. Just remember, like I have this body, it's open. So traditionally, like traditionally, for students, yes, traditionally, what we do is we unwrap everything within this style, right? This UV style. That's like how traditionally we are used to of working, right? We take the entire body, entire character, and unwrap it and place it within this box. But in Udemy, if you we use this one section as one UV map. This is the second is one texture map, second texture map, third texture map, fourth texture map. So the multiple textures gives you more resolution, more functionality, and plus you have more resolution to work with. So like suppose like why we do this? Reason is suppose I have this entire body and everything where my this body part is not visible. I'm telling you the reason, like why we do Udemy. Like suppose I have it Sakshi's this thing, body isn't visible. So usually in production we don't delete the body. What we do, we create a lower resolution texture for the body, and for rest of the parts like hand, face, we create a higher resolution texture. So suppose this body is not visible, so I can use a 1K or 512 texture for these two parts. Face is visible. For face, I can use a 4K resolution map very easily. So without losing, because all the UVs are separate, all the texture sets are separate, so it would affect each other. Whichever part is visible, you just have to go back and rebake that section to 4K, 8K, 16K, and use it. That's why we use multiple this UDIM technique. Like UDIM basically UVID, different UVID. I have imported this file into Substance also. I'll show you.
So I
Like I
have
was
a
preparing.
doubt.
Hmm.
So if we take the same file in Unreal Engine to render the character, will the
Hmm.
engine support UDIM? Because while making light and
Uh, Unreal doesn't support UDIM, but if you apply everything in Maya, okay, I'll just show you. Give me a second. So for that, only head. So I have deleted the body. I have to send this file also. This only head. Like in Maya, each and every UV tile have a separate texture material assigned to it. Okay. So when you export that file to Unreal or any other software, it will read that section as a separate material. Unreal won't support UDIM, but Unreal will read that material, and based on that material, it will show you, you can apply textures. That's clear, right? Like I can have a box with six sides, and each side can have a separate texture map.
so I understand that, but won't it give an error while making the light map?
No, it's a separate texture map altogether. No? For light map, nothing should be overlapped, right? So if it's not overlapped and each and every sides have a separate texture map, this will be perfectly.
Okay, so
And
I
it's a closed
understand it.
model. Huh.
I'll
So
try that
we
and
have
I'll let you know.
okay. So I'll show you. Let's see. So I have imported this model in like I haven't completely like, I just I was testing it out. So I haven't you can see I haven't baked everything yet. Face I have baked separate. So especially the face. You can see it shows me only 1010. 1010 tile is for face, and this one is my leg showing something like this, some area. So it will show me like this, all the tile separately, like this. You can see by default it reads 1010. So what I can do, I can keep 10 textures here and move it here, and then I can rebake it. It will work perfectly. So if you can see, I have all the maps, everything bakes perfectly without any error, without any scheme or anything. Then I can just start texturing. So Substance also supports UDIM perfectly, because now Substance they are aiming for the production pipeline. So we can use it very easily and generate. And I can suppose this for you, right? Like I have some. Just give me a second. Copy layer. This one. Paste layers. I can paste this instance also. So suppose I want to change something. So this thing, where is my body? I can change things directly and create or whatever detail I want. I can do that. Basically makes my life easier and plus gives me more resolution to work with. Instead of creating only one texture map, I can use multiple texture maps and like two for UDIM. Like this files I have shared. So just to like big things is like faster.
So
Otherwise,
are you going to use 10 2K maps for the texture or 10 4K maps for the texture?
initially I can start with I'll start with 2K only. Later, if I need, like suppose like I'm going to render, so for hands, for feet or face, they have more detail, right? They have like all this wrinkles, skin pores, and everything. I can while exporting, I can export a 4K map or 2K map. That's more than enough, because end of it, I'm going to use displacement map. Displacement map will generate all the detail in my model. So like this file is kind of set. Like as a third, you see there is no detail, right? There is no detail in my model. There is not enough detail in texture also. It's just texture is only for color. And for this, for production pipeline, normals also not required, because normal it creates the illusion, and with displacement map it generates the model. So suppose I have this one. Okay, okay, I want to render something. It will render out everything with all the details. Time.
सर
Yes. हाँ.
सर वो पोजिंग में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है हमको.
क्या प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है?
सर शेयर करेंगे विंडो शेयर, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, आप स्क्रीन शेयर करते हैं, स्क्रीन शेयर कर.
हाँ करो. एक सेकंड, मैं जरा सेटिंग देख के स्क्रीन शेयर ऑफ है. हाँ, अभी शेयर कर सकते हैं.
सर
हाँ.
सर यूडिम सिस्टम पे हेवी नहीं पड़ेगा क्या?
Like रेंडर करते वक्त उस टाइम इतना हेवी नहीं पड़ेगा, बट उससे लेकिन मल्टीपल मैप्स होगा तो उससे थोड़ा सा हैवी तो रहेगा, क्योंकि जितना ज्यादा मैप होगा उतना ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा उसमें, थोड़ा सा हैवी तो
नहीं
रहेगा,
सर,
लेकिन
आई
उसका
मेंट इन
careful तो
सब्सटेंस व्हाइल बेकिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, लाइक अलग अलग रख सकते हैं ना
नहीं नहीं
फाइल्स
नहीं
को।
सर आपको
हाँ
अपना
नहीं
स्क्रीन
सबका
शेयर ऑफ करना पड़ेगा।
अच्छा, मेरा ये रेंडर हो रहा है, मैं इसे चेक करता हूँ। इस सब्सटेंस पे उसको अलग अलग रख सकते हैं ना, तो अलग सेपरेट सेपरेट कर सकते हैं इन केस अगर मेरे को इशू है, तो आई कैन रिड्यूस द टेक्सचर साइज आल्सो ना, so it will automatically optimize everything and while exporting. Okay, दुखी राक्षस
सर वही
बनाया।
सर, ये है हाथ के पास यहाँ पे मसल्स वगैरह जो था यहाँ पे जो होना चाहिए तो वैसे आ नहीं रहा है।
आ नहीं रहा है, हाँ इसका शेप गड़बड़ है शोल्डर का।
सर वो जो ओरिजिनल टी पोज में था तो उस टाइम अच्छा था, लेकिन जब उसको टी पोज मास्टर से किए उसके बाद थोड़ा सुधारने का ट्राई किया, हो नहीं रहा था उतना अच्छा। एक मिनट आपको ओरिजिनल वाला दिखाते हैं अभी अगर हुआ तो।
सर आई ऑल्सो ट्राइड पोजिंग के बाद बहुत डिफॉर्मेशंस आ गए, तो फिर से पूरा करना पड़ा मसल्स का स्ट्रक्चर।
थोड़ा बहुत डिस्क्रिप्शन तो आता है, बट इतना ज्यादा लाइक नहीं होता है दिक्कत। यूजुअली मोस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स वर्क परफेक्टली। थोड़ा बहुत जैसे जहाँ से बेंड किया है वहां पे स्ट्रेच आता है, उसमें से भी कुछ चीजें काफी नेचुरल होती है, लाइक एल्बो एंड ऑल, वो स्ट्रेच होता ही है, तो दिखता है वो।
सर
ओके,
ये था ऐसा कर रहे हैं यहाँ तो शेप वगैरह सब तो ठीक ही था, लेकिन जब बेंड कर रहा था वो अजीब सा फोल्ड आ जा रहा था।
इसका स्मूथिंग लाइक हाँ, तो इसका स्मूथिंग का इशू लाइक बेंड किया तो उस टाइम स्मूथ करके बेंड किया, उसको कैसे बेंड किया, लाइक
तो
लोएस्ट
स्मूथ वगैरह को
डिवीजन
ट्राई
पे।
किया। सो
हम्म,
वो टी पोज होता है ना, तो उससे भी ट्राई किया है, फिर बाद में पोज करने के बाद उसको लोएस्ट सब डिवीजन पे ले गए, फिर वहां से भी ट्राई किया था, तो वही अजीब सा होता है ना, जब नॉर्मल वैसे बेंड नहीं होता तो वैसा हो गया था, तो ज्यादा इसको छेड़ भी नहीं पा रहा
नहीं बेंड करने के बाद एक
हम।
चीज जस्ट मेक श्योर कि जो पिवट पॉइंट है वो एक करेक्ट पोजीशन पे है, बोन जॉइंट पे है जहाँ पे होना चाहिए। दैट्स द
तो इसमें
ओनली
दिक्कत
ट्रिक
हो गया
कि
होगा।
अगर वो बोन जॉइंट पे नहीं होगा, तो पिवट पॉइंट करेक्ट जॉइंट पोजीशन पे नहीं होगा, तो वो उसका डिफॉर्मेशन गलत आएगा। मतलब सभी
सर
इस
एक और
वाले
डाउट
पे
था।
है। हाँ।
सर ये जो आप बेस मेश बोल रहे थे तो इसका जो इसको सबसे लोएस्ट में ले जा रहा हूँ,
हम्म,
ज्योमेट्री, ये इसको बोल रहे थे क्या आप बेस मेश, ये जो है यानी इसका सब डिवीजन लो करके ये बेस मेश होगा क्या?
हाँ तो जूम आउट पे
सर क्या?
ये कौन सा वाला जी स्पेशल,
सर सुना ही नहीं दे रहा।
ये कौन सा बेस मशीन, ये तो जी ब्रश का बेस मॉडल नहीं है।
सर ये जी ब्रश का नहीं सर, वो कुछ कुछ पार्ट्स अपने से जोड़े थे इसका, तो इसको
हाँ तो
रीटोपो
तब
ऐसे ही करें या फिर अलग से करना पड़ेगा?
इसको रीटोपो करने के लिए क्या करना कि इसको पहले ग्रुप्स रख के इसको जी रिमेश करना, होल्डिंग ग्रुप, ठीक है, तो उससे लूप करेक्ट आ जाएगा। देन उसके लिए उससे क्या होगा कि उस मॉडल को एक्सपोर्ट करके उसका आर्म, फोर आर्म, टॉर्सो, लेग्स हम यूज कर सकते हैं डायरेक्टली रिमेश वाला, बट फेस, फिंगर्स और फीट वो हमको रीटोपो करना पड़ेगा,
सर
कुछ कुछ
एक
पार्ट
मिनट,
रीटोपो करना पड़ेगा। सबसे
सर
लोएस्ट
सबसे
डिवीजन पे।
लोएस्ट में थे ऐसा है, शेप्स वगैरह अच्छा से तो ठीक ही आ रहा है, यहाँ पे यहाँ थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम
नहीं,
होगा।
शेप ठीक आएगा, शेप ठीक आएगा। क्या होगा वो एनिमेशन से अभी जैसे यहाँ पे ठीक है, तो ये रीटू इसको इसको जैसे अभी शोल्डर शोल्डर में प्रॉब्लम है, राइट, शोल्डर में जैसे
हाँ
ये सिलेक्शन का इशू है, इसको क्या करेंगे, इसको इधर इसको ये सिलेक्शन करेक्ट कर लेंगे, एंड देन इसको सब भी हैंड का मेरे को जैसे लाइन स्ट्रेट नहीं है, तो वो स्ट्रेट होना चाहिए, तो वो
ये
थोड़ा बहुत मैनिपुलेट करना पड़ेगा लोएस्ट डिवीजन को, बस वही है, उससे काम बन जाएगा।
सर ये लिप्स वाला पार्ट पे ऐसा हो गया है।
हाँ लिप्स कंबाइन तो फ्लैट हो गया है।
हाँ तो वही सब
हाँ तो
डिवीजन बढ़ाए थे
वो
तो
हाँ तो लेकिन नहीं वो ठीक है, तो जैसे आईज है, नोज है, लिप्स है, वो रीड टू को करना ही पड़ता है, उसका कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं है, वो मैनुअली वो ऑटोमेटिकली नहीं होता है। और इसका सबसे इजीएस्ट होगा, सब डिविजन लेवल 2 पे इसको रखो, 2 पे रखो, शिफ्ट एफ करके दोबारा शिफ्ट एफ करो।
सर हो गया। हेलो
शिफ्ट एफ करो, शिफ्ट एफ करके
सर वो
पॉलीग्रुप
कर
हटाओ,
दिया सब
दोबारा
डिवीजन 2
पॉलीग्रुप
में।
डालो।
एक मिनट इसको
बस
पॉलीग्राफ वापस कर
डिवीजन 1 का ही
नहीं सर
पॉलीफ्रेम ऑफ
सब
करो,
डिवीजन 2 का
पॉलीफ्रेम ऑफ करो।
हाँ।
हाँ अब आ रहा है, देखो अब तो 20 का लाइन दिख रहा है ना, तो ये थोड़ा सा डेंस है, तो ये डिवीजन 2 यूज कर सकते हो इंस्टेड ऑफ डिवीजन 1।
ओके तो इसी को ऐसा बेस मैश यूज करें उसके लिए ना।
हाँ लेकिन पेस जैसे पेस है वो हमको रीडू करना पड़ेगा, वरना वो आईलिड वगैरह सेट नहीं बैठेगा।
ओके तो फेस डिलीट करके वहां पे वापस मर्ज कर देंगे ऐसा हुआ तो।
हाँ
सॉरी ये मेन दिक्कत आ रहा था तो उतना कॉम्प्लेक्स पोजिंग नहीं करेंगे तो उसको सिंपल ही रख देते हैं। हाथ तो बेंड हो रहा तो दिख नहीं रहा तो अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा था
ठीक है, थोड़ा
सर।
सिंपल रखो, थोड़ा बहुत ज्यादा, थोड़ा विलन है, थोड़ा सा वैसा हीरोइक पोज के लिए ट्राई करना, थोड़ा उसको थोड़ा वैसा हीरो वाला वो वैसा पोज लगना चाहिए ना, वो फोर्स पावर दिखना चाहिए अभी। वो अभी बहुत मतलब हीरो तो है बट तो पावर नहीं है उसमें, तो पावरफुल
पोज
पोज
स्ट्रांग नहीं
पूरा
है
ही बहुत मैटर करता है।
अच्छा सर
हाँ
वो ट्राई
पोज
करेंगे
स्ट्रांग
तो
नहीं है,
इसी में हम
वही थोड़ा सा इशू है।
सर तो क्या बोले
हाँ
जी ब्रश में
चलेगा।
हम इसको पोस्ट करके जी ब्रश में पोस्ट कर देंगे फिर उसको ये ले जाना सब डिवीजन 2 में ले जाके उसको
हाँ
माया में
हाँ
ले जाना।
चलेगा। हाँ देखो अगर माया में कर सकते हो,
और
माया में
सर
कर
और
सकते
एक
हो,
और
दिग्विजय
दिक्कत है इसका टेक्सचर्स करने का तो पॉली पेंट इसी में करके करे या फिर कैसे टाइम लगने वाला है सर इसमें भी तभी थोड़ा खराब है मेरा।
पॉलीपेंट, पॉलीपेंट का बेसिक लॉजिक ये है कि लाइक मैंने तो जो बनाया गोलम वो ह्यूमनॉइड कैरेक्टर है, वो इट हैव दिस ह्यूमन टेक्सचर, राइट? So instead of like repainting everything, मैंने क्या किया, I projected everything, so I'll use it as my base.
ओके
ठीक है, जैसे मैंने अभी मैंने आई गेस मेरा रेंडर चालू इधर हो गया होगा। शेयर का आइकन है, can you see my screen? Right?
सर स्क्रीन नहीं आ रहा आपका शेयरिंग ऑफ होगा।
Okay.